Thank you, Kelly. Teams on the way. A dramatic start to the evening when the team sheets appeared just over an hour ago. Cristiano Ronaldo not in that starting lineup for once, taking a back seat, quite literally taking his seat a couple of minutes ago. And actually the slightly bizarre scene beneath us where all the photographers in their green bibs lined up either side of the halfway line are pretty much entirely ignoring the two teams coming out onto the field, and all those long lenses are trained on one man sitting in the Portuguese dugout. Cristiano Ronaldo, we are sure, will play a part in proceedings at some point this evening. Some stage for it as well, the Lusail Stadium. 4 games still to be played here. This one, Netherlands-Argentina in the quarterfinals on Friday, the first semi-final and the final, of course. Portugal-Switzerland this evening for a place in the last 8. It's time for the national anthems. So just 2 more things to say on Cristiano Ronaldo, then we'll ignore him for a bit and concentrate on the game. Thank you to our producer Gary Flintoff for digging back in the record books. The last time Cristiano Ronaldo didn't start a game at a major tournament for Portugal was the final group game, funnily enough against Switzerland, back in Euro 2008. So he started the previous 31. That's how big a decision this is tonight. The other thing, Rob, again vaguely ridiculously, I mentioned the photographers. National anthems are going, the Portuguese national anthem is underway. Cristiano Ronaldo's face appears on the screen and the whole stadium goes up.
The sideshow has begun before the game has even started, and it's a story within the story of the World Cup, is in the antics and the histrionics around Ronaldo, the build up to it, the release from Manchester United, and still we've got another story. Are we going to get one more tonight?
I think we will. I think we will, because it's almost inevitable. And of course that story could be Cristiano Ronaldo's final appearance at a World Cup. This is his 5th. At the age of 37, it's unlikely he'll play another. For now, he's got to watch on. Tracksuit tops off for both teams. Portugal in the left-hand half of the field. We're watching from miles up in the air at this giant stadium, these steeply raked stands. Portugal in this lovely sort of ruby red and racing green combo that they play in at this tournament. It's sort of slashed diagonally across the shirt. Gold numbers on the backs. They're all exchanging high fives and hugs ahead of the game. Switzerland all in white. They've got red trim. Rob, just a quick one on the goalkeepers actually. Diogo Costa is Portugal's first choice at this tournament. I just noticed, again, I'm getting obsessed with penalties. He's saved 15 out of 26 in his career, which is some going. Yep. Jan Sommer is a penalty expert. Yes. He's a good keeper, isn't he?
Yeah, fantastic keeper. One of the most underrated goalkeepers in Europe. And he had a game this season playing in Germany against Bayern Munich and saved a record 21 shots in the game in a 1-1 draw. So sometimes you need your keeper. They've already seen one tonight in Bono. It's another evening that could be one for the keepers.
Very good point. Morocco in the quarterfinals. The winners of this tie tonight. This is the last 16 tie coming your way on 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. The winners of this game will play Morocco for a place in the World Cup semi-finals. This is a huge footballing occasion. I'll take you through the 2 teams in just a second. Let's give you Portugal actually as we count down to kick-off. So Costa in goal, as I've mentioned. Diogo Dalot, Pepe, Ruben Dias, Rafael Guerreiro, Borussia Dortmund, the back 4. Bernardo Silva, William Carvalho, Otavio of Porto in the midfield 3. He's back after a thigh injury. We are underway. Bruno Fernandes having a great tournament for Portugal so far. He's on the right, João Felix on the left-hand side, and 21-year-old Gonçalo Ramos could well be the story for Portugal tonight. Only his 2nd ever start for his country, the first one in a pre-World Cup warm-up game against Nigeria. They won it 4-0, and he did score a goal. He's made 2 substitute appearances in the tournament as well. Portugal have the ball inside their own half. Jan Sommer in goal for Switzerland. Edimilson Fernandes has come in at right back. Sylvain Widmer is unavailable. Fabian Schär keeps his place ahead of Nico Elvedi. He's alongside Manuel Akanji. Ricardo Rodriguez at left back. Remo Freuler and Granit Xhaka in central midfield. As Diogo Costa clears long with his right foot from inside the Portuguese half. Shaqiri, Gibralso, Ruben Vargas, an attacking trident in behind the central striker Brel, Embolo who's got 2 goals at the tournament.
Just interesting watching Portugal and that front three floating in behind Ramos, Felix and Silva, switching around 2-3 times in the opening moments of the game, just chopping, changing. Bruno Fernandes on the right hand side. That will be the battle there. Xhaka against Fernandes around that space. Can he get out to him? Can he get tight to him? He'll have options, he'll have runners.
Bernardo Silva making a run down the left-hand side early on for Portugal. That was when Fernandes actually got in a bit of space there, but Switzerland gave the ball to him. Portugal looking for Fernandes early on. With Cristiano Ronaldo not there, he is the key playmaker. He's always the playmaker, in fact, in this Portuguese team. The ball is back with Pepe. He knows a thing or two about knockout football at tournaments. Age of 39, centre-back, spraying a pass high to the left-hand side. Guerrero, lovely first-time pass. Joao Felix, low ball into Fernandes. Tries to set himself up for a shot. It gets away from him and Switzerland clear.
That's a really good ball into Fernandes, and it's the pace he wanted it to be. And it's such a disappointing touch for someone who has got such a wonderful touch.
2 goals in the tournament, both of them came against Uruguay. One of them Cristiano Ronaldo thought was his initially. Here's a ball over the top, good touch from Gonzalo Ramos. Offside flag goes up. I thought that was going to go up, but still, that was a difficult ball to bring down, and he did that expertly.
Yeah, confident touch for him, and just mistimed it fractionally, half a step, but you're looking already, a different dynamic to the side. He goes off the shoulder, old-fashioned centre-forwards run, but earlier on in the game, they're good. Just go, stretch your position.
Long ball cleared by Fabian Schär from the free kick. William Carvalho plays it back to Pepe. His ball up to the halfway line. Akanji is able to beat Joao Felix to that. Here's Edmilson Fernandes. We've got to be distinct about our Fernandeses this evening, with Bruno on one side, Edmilson on the other. Embolo's gone down. Ruben Dias came running across to cover his run down the right-hand side. They went shoulder to shoulder. Embolo seems to be indicating he might have caught one in the chops.
Error from Embolo. Just trying to come into a challenge with Diaz. He knew he was coming for him, waited for him, stepped across. The arm was up, but there was no movement of the arm. It was clever from Diaz.
Just thinking, actually, we've got, with Gonzalo Ramos on the field, we've got a Ramos and a Pepe back on the field. They're playing for opposite teams this evening. Throw-in will be Portugal's. Embolo is still complaining about the challenge. No free kick. He actually ran into Diaz's shoulder. That's what happened there. 2 big men. Embolo's okay. Schär volleys the ball forward, high in the air. It drops on the edge of the Portuguese penalty area. Bernardo Silva stretches with his left boot to clear. Joao Felix tries a little dribble down the left-hand side. Granit Xhaka across to make the tackle. Throw-in for Portugal on the left. So 4 minutes in. Former England goalkeeper Rob Green alongside us on BBC Radio 5 Live this evening. Just gone 7 o'clock in the UK back home, and it is Portugal 0, Switzerland 0.
It's just interesting to see how Switzerland cope. They haven't had a lot of the ball so far. They won't mind that so much though. They tend to play their games having less possession than the opposition. They obviously won earlier on in the year against Portugal, so they have happy memories, recent memories, but I feel the way that Portugal started on the ball looks so comfortable.
Yeah, they played each other in almost back-to-back games in the Nations League in June, and both won their home fixtures. Portugal actually thumped Switzerland 4-0 at home. A week later, Switzerland won their home fixture by a goal to 0. Haris Seferovic, who's on the bench this evening, scoring the goal in the first minute. Costa, the goalkeeper, clears, headed forward towards Embolo. Might fall for him here. Left-footed touch forces him wide, hits the shot. Pepe's there to block, and it's behind for a Swiss corner.
Well, this is the danger of being so comfortable on the ball. You spread yourself out so big, and it wasn't a great clearance out. It was a little bit floaty, met well straight into Embolo. You'd expected him to have an earlier shot. Didn't quite settle for him. Didn't feel comfortable on the ball to get the strike away.
He scored the winner against Cameroon in the first group game. Scored one of the goals in the 3-2 win against Serbia. Corner for Switzerland. Jordan Shaqiri is available for the short one, receives it. Low left-footed pass from him, back to Ricardo Rodriguez. Worked out to the left, the ball is swung into the near post. Headed away to the edge of the Portuguese box. Challenge there on Otavio, and that is a foul. Portugal get a free kick just outside the D. In terms of knockout football in major tournaments, both of these countries will feel their due, because Portugal have lost their last 4 knockout games. Switzerland have lost their last 6 and actually not scored in their last 4. As Kelly was saying, you have to go all the way back to the 1938 World Cup when Switzerland beat Germany 4-2 in a replay, funnily enough, in the last 16 of that tournament. And people who are across their stats, I don't include a 3rd, 4th place playoff as a knockout game of football. So Portugal have played in one of those, but I don't think that counts, to be honest.
So when you say they feel they're due, you could also say they're both dreading this.
Yes. Granit Xhaka with an overhead kick from inside his own half. The ball bounces high inside the Portuguese half. Pepe heads it forward powerfully. Ricardo Rodriguez onto the ball for Switzerland in a tight spot here in the left back position. Bruno Fernandes closing him down. Clearance up the left hand side is blocked. Comes back to Jan Sommer, who's in bright orange top, orange shorts, bright orange socks, bright orange boots, bright orange gloves for the Swiss keeper.
You got the memo.
And Switzerland attack down the left hand side, and this is a good run being made by Ruben Vargas, the Augsburg winger. Little Xherdan Shaqiri on the ball. Where's number 23 for Switzerland? Plays it out wide to Vargas. His flick infield is blocked. Throw in for the Swiss on the left. 7 minutes play. Portugal 0, Switzerland 0. Vargas looking for the little nutmeg through the legs of Carvalho. Stopped in his tracks eventually. Switzerland get another throw, which they take quickly. Ball is laid back to Shaqiri on the left-hand side. Portugal win it back. Carvalho just floats a pass up to the halfway line. Rodriguez nods it down to Xhaka. Back to Rodriguez. Low ball back into his own half. Fabian Schär is the one there for Switzerland. Jan Sommer on the edge of his penalty area. Forward to Xhaka, and Switzerland are able to play out down the left. Here's Shaqiri, gets it from Vargas, challenge on him from Pepe. Shaqiri goes down, referee says that's a free kick.
It's interesting when Switzerland do get the ball and they get it deep in their own half. The press from Portugal is really clever, really good, down to just almost the direction of how someone presses, because they're trying to eliminate the pass into the left back. That's the spare man, and they got that right a moment ago, really got the pressure on Switzerland.
If you have just tuned in, 5 Live here in the Lusail Stadium, last game in the last 16. If you haven't heard, Cristiano Ronaldo is not starting for Portugal. He's amongst the substitutes. Portugal 0, Switzerland 0. If you're on the move this evening, BBC Sounds app is the place to find us. Ruben Dias side foots a ball back to his goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. He's all in blue, although he's actually matched blue goalkeeping kit with white boots and white gloves. Clearance with his right foot. That might be intercepted by Edmilson Fernandes. Last touch came off him. Throwing for Portugal on the left. Kelly Cates was suggesting, well, this might be a little bit cagey this evening. I tend to agree.
Yeah, I think all points is towards this, and you feel that the way that Switzerland do play, the way that they contain that game against Serbia was a little bit wild in terms of, and there was so much at stake there that was effectively a knockout game. So we're hoping for more of the same, but fearing it might not happen.
Ball cleared into the Swiss half. Fabian Schär heads it forward. Edmilson Fernandes able to keep it in play on the right-hand side. Plays back to Schär. Switzerland good against sort of highly fancied opponents in recent years, of course. Knocked France out at the last Euros. Came back from 3-1 down late on in that game to force it to a penalty shootout and knock them out. Lost to Spain in the quarterfinals. In qualification, finished ahead of Italy, holding them to a couple of draws in the group, and Italy had to go through the playoffs, didn't get through them because they lost to North Macedonia. It was actually Portugal who beat North Macedonia, and that is why they're here at this World Cup. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0. Switzerland enjoying a bit of possession here. Vargas on the dribble down the left. Remo Freuler of Nottingham Forest gets involved. Now Shaqiri back to Vargas. Portugal force Switzerland back to the halfway line. Rodriguez to Schär. Schär just being chased here by Bruno Fernandes. Hits the diagonal. Good ball. Bounces once. Edmilson Fernandes controls it and brings it in from the right-hand side. Overhits his left-footed cross. Freuler won't get to that. Goal kick for Portugal. Rob Green.
Yeah, poor choice. Poor choice. Back onto his weaker foot and just swung it in. That was his leg and the ball. Just swung at it really, and you're looking at the edge of the box. And Shaqiri was there, Xhaka was there, waiting. That was the option, and really did have good options other than the one he chose.
It's been 17 days of solid World Cup football on 5 Live and BBC Sounds over the last couple of weeks and a bit. Couple of days break for you, Wednesday, Thursday, then we're into the quarterfinals on Friday. starting with Brazil, Croatia at 3 o'clock. Portugal taking a few risks on the edge of their own box. In the end, it's cleared. Fabian Schär heads it forward. Xhaka in to win the next header. Ball is played up to Shaqiri. Leaps into a pass. And Djibril Sow, who wears the number 15 but plays in the number 10 role. The Frankfurt midfielder for Switzerland plays back here, and Ricardo Rodriguez, bit of skill, gets him away from Bruno Fernandes. Swings the pass out to the right. He's overhit that one. And that goes out for a throw into Portugal. Portugal 0, Switzerland 0.
Both teams trying to play, and actually when they do get it down, they get it controlled. They have the option of that switch. What you've got to do is have options for that player as well, because you switch it out there, they've not got anyone to pass to, and you feel that the fullbacks are under pressure there.
That is opening up nicely for Portugal on the right-hand side, but Ricardo Rodriguez gets back just in time to stop Diogo Dalot getting to the ball. Not the best clearance from Sommer. Guerreiro nips in to win it for Portugal. A thunderclap is increasing in intensity away to our left-hand side. That's where the majority of the Portuguese fans are. Then a massive roar goes up around this stadium. Otavio playing the ball forward to young Gonçalo Ramos. He can't control that. Akanji just sticks a right foot out and blocks it, and Switzerland play out from inside their own half. Embolo is strong, holds off Diaz. Not the best pass to Edmilson Fernandes. He's under pressure. Slight challenge on him from Guerreiro. Throw in for Switzerland.
First time pass was on. It was on. There was 3 runners against 2 Portuguese defenders. Portugal are pressing and risking it, and they risked it there and ran out. Now they didn't play the ball. It was on.
Ball back with the Portuguese goalkeeper Diogo Costa. Just rolls it gently into the feet of William Carvalho. He knocks it into midfield and then plays it to the right-hand side, and Bernardo Silva in his light blue boots runs up to the halfway line, stops dead in his tracks, then has a little look to his left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes is backpedaling into position here wide on the left to receive a pass, which he now gets from Ruben Dias. Manchester City to Manchester United. Fernandes all the way back to Pepe. Goes out to little Otavio on the right-hand side. He started the first game against Ghana, the 3-2 win, has missed the last 2 with a thigh injury, so has come back into the Portuguese midfield. João Felix and Bruno Fernandes exchange passes. Revolving midfielders at the moment. Fernandes down the line to Bernardo Silva. Here's Bruno Fernandes again, switching from left to right. The ball leaps up there at Pepe, who cushions a lovely header down to Otavio. Diogo Dalot on the right plays back into his own half. Patient passing from Portugal.
Feel like they're biding their time, aren't they? Just waiting for the right pass, waiting for the right moment.
Pepe comes forward, cross comes in, nearly controlled by Ramos on the edge of the box. It was slightly behind him. Edmilson Fernandes able to bring it away down the right for Switzerland. Embolo turns, gets away from Guerreiro, just shrugs him off as if he wasn't there. Djibril Sow picks up the running. Low pass to his left, finds Vargas. 2 Swiss players waiting in the box. Vargas goes on the outside. Dalot's got it covered, wins the tackle, and the ball goes out for a Switzerland throw. 14 minutes played, 0-0.
No real test on strikes on goal at the moment. As we say, it's what we're expecting. And just that looking, Portugal, when they do get in that right position, that right area, they have Pepe on the ball. They needed Fernandes. It's fine to let him go, and that's probably, you'd say, good play from Switzerland to say if anybody's going to come forward, let it be one of the centre halves.
Need to have a little sweepstake, don't we, Rob, on what time Cristiano Ronaldo enters the fray. We'll have a little think about that. I mean, it will depend on the way this game is going. Ball's gone out for Portuguese throw in the right back position.
I think the loudest cheer of the night will be when he comes to warm up, gets up out of the dugout. That could happen.
Yeah. And there's the man, of course, we can see him down below us in his smart dark suit, hands in pockets, who's made the big call. Fernando Santos, of course, won the Euros with Portugal in 2016, although by the end of that final, Cristiano Ronaldo was effectively the manager on the side of the field. Ronaldo's eyes, I'm sure, boring into his manager's back. But let's see how the story ends this evening as Carvalho comes trotting forward inside his own half, turns 360 degrees, sees a bit of space on the right for Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva crosses the halfway line, has the ball glued to his left boot, plays it back to Carvalho, forward to Bruno Fernandes, tries to hit the first time ball down the right. It's blocked by Ricardo Rodriguez, hugely experienced international footballer for Switzerland. And after the thunderclap, we've now got the Mexican wave rippling its way around this giant Lusail stadium. João Felix has dropped deep on the left for Portugal, running across the halfway line. Plays back to Carvalho. Carvalho opens it up to the right-hand side, and Bruno Fernandes now tries to find that curling pass through to Gonçalo Ramos, the centre forward. It's intercepted. The ball might drop here to João Felix. Felix just lays it back to Guerreiro. Oh, beautifully picked up. Bernardo Silva, edge of the box, into the box, crossing towards the far post, intercepted. And Guerreiro's there trying to pick up the rebound outside the area. Just bounced too high for him, and it will go out for a Portuguese throw on the left.
Yeah, wonderful play from Bernardo Silva. And we're just looking, I was thinking, you know what, Switzerland are doing a really good job, because Silva and Fernandes are having to drift really far. Then all of a sudden he's in.
Clever ball from João Felix. Ramos! Oh my goodness me! Left-footed shot, smashed into the roof of the net. Unstoppable! The 21-year-old, on his first start at a World Cup, has scored a quite incredible goal for Portugal, and they lead Switzerland by a goal to nil. Who needs Cristiano Ronaldo?
It's an absolute rocket in the roof of the net. Sommer in the goal, just flew past him. He's turned around in complete shock. Where's that come from? And it's a ball into his feet. He manages to get less than half a yard on it and absolutely hammers it on the angle. Now you're going to say, critics are going to say, oh, keeper shouldn't be beaten at the near post. He didn't see it. There's nowhere for it to, no time, no reaction time. It's so powerfully hit, both feet off the air. It's a good job the net was there.
Sommer is absolutely stunned just watching the replay by the power of the shot. He cannot get his hands up in time, and he's actually put that, Rob, in pretty much the only spot that Sommer wasn't going to be able to save that. I mean, he has given that absolutely everything with his left foot.
He's hit it that hard, he's just got to hit you. As a keeper, you stand there and you think, I'm going to get criticised for ball shots on an angle. He's got no chance, because it's just blitzed past him.
So far this season for Benfica, 14 goals in 21 games for young Gonçalo Ramos, 9 in 11 in the league, a Champions League hat-trick against Midtjylland, and now in his first 4 caps for Portugal he scored 2, 1 in a World Cup warm-up against Nigeria, but this is a totally different level. And also coming into the game, Rob, knowing you've been chosen ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, it shows his ability, but also the confidence he must have, because in anyone's real mind you're thinking, I shouldn't really be shooting from this angle, but no, I'm going to take it on. Wow, he took it on and some.
Right, 19 minutes gone, first half. Another little twist in the Portuguese World Cup story this evening. Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench, his replacement, 21-year-old Gonçalo Ramos, scoring one of the goals of the tournament. Fearsome power with the left foot shot. Brelembolo, his pass intercepted by Carvalho. Early goal should liven the game up as well. Switzerland are going to have to come out a bit. Pepe's gone down, he was caught by Freuler. Referee agrees, Portuguese free kick.
Well, we're on the roll count with Pepe. He's up to 4 or 5 there, and he's actually did a really good job getting in there, nicking in, winning that ball, and did get caught in the tackle on the top of the foot, a little stamp on the foot, and it was an important tackle.
Yeah, Pepe seems to be in some pain. We've just got a little replay of the Ramos goal again, and the images just proving to us that he was well onside. But it's a good first touch to work the ball onto his left foot on the turn. The angle is very much against him, but the strike is absolutely perfect.
Just how hard he's hit it. He will have a picture at home or on his phone, on his screensaver, of both his feet off the floor as the ball is nearly taking the net off.
20 minutes gone, first half. 5 Live on BBC Sounds. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. The winners of the tie face Morocco in the quarterfinals of this World Cup. That game will be played at 3 o'clock on Saturday, playing for a place in the semi-finals. Carvalho's ball down the left. Here come Portugal again. Ramos waiting in the middle. Guerreiro's cut back to the edge of the box. He's headed away. Otavio is there for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes just points his palms to the floor and says, calm, let's not rush it. Diogo Dalot on the right. Fernandes drops deep for him, 35 yards from the Swiss goal. Floated ball to Guerreiro. Guerreiro outside of his left foot, looking for the 1-2 with Bernardo Silva. Guerreiro into the penalty area, lay off here, strike from Otavio straight at Sommer, who saves.
Cutting them open now, a couple of really good opportunities, and it's Guerreiro down the left twice, coming in. First option, you get the feeling if Cancelo was playing, it was the one outside of the boot pass with his right foot that we've seen so often, because Ramos was free in the middle, he had the chance.
Ruben Dias, bit of defending to do, backheels the ball out of play under pressure from Embolo. I mean, Ramos there is involved in that move as well, Rob. I mean, I know that's his job as the link man, but little layoff set up the shot.
Yeah, and it's really clever play. It's really, he knows where the players are. For a player that has played so little international football, his intelligence is there. You can see him knowing, and it's an instinctive thing. It's not a coach thing.
Oh, skills from Joao Felix. Step over. Now the chip pass from him over the top. Otavio trying to get on the end of it. First touch falls for him. And Sommer has to make another save again. Comfortable one for him. Shot slightly scuffed straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, really good play. Really confident play now from Portugal. Applauding each other, pushing each other on, making runs. It's there. Took the shot on. Square ball to Bruno Fernandes was there. It was on.
Ball played into midfield for Freuler. Swiss pass it forward to the halfway line. Pepe intercepts, controlled here by Akanji, called as you like, takes it away from club teammate Bernardo Silva. So Switzerland find themselves a goal down midway through the first half in this last 16 tie. Ruben Vargas moving at speed down the left. Players to aim at in the middle. Low cross is blocked by the first defender Dalot. The ball's played up to Ramos. Cushions it back nicely for Bruno Fernandes. He can't quite control it. Xhaka nearly loses that on the halfway line. Referee's given a free kick for the challenge on Xhaka by Pepe, who'd come steaming up from the defence.
He couldn't believe it. It was given as a foul. I couldn't believe he was all the way up there. But Portugal now, you're thinking, they're playing so confidently. They're creating chances. This is only halfway through the first half, and you're looking at Switzerland going, can you make it through to 1-0 into half-time? It's staying in the game is the order, just to get themselves, just to breathe there for 5 minutes.
Portugal win this quarter-final. They will face Morocco, as we keep saying. The winners of that in the semi-final will play the winners of the England-France quarter-final. Portugal with defending to do. Pepe on the ball inside his own penalty area, rolls it into the midfield. Otavio on the move, picks it up, coasts forward to the halfway line, drags two Swiss challengers in, wins the throw. Just reading some news off the BBC Sport website here. Michael O'Neill has agreed to return for a second spell as the Northern Ireland manager after successfully concluding talks with the Irish FA. The 53-year-old will take charge for the forthcoming Euro 2024 qualifying campaign, succeeding Ian Barraclough, who was sacked from the post on the 21st of October. So, Michael O'Neill extremely successful in his first spell in charge. He's returning to manage Northern Ireland. Of course, took them to the Euros in 2016. I know there'll be plenty of Northern Ireland fans who will be hoping he can repeat the magic when he returns. In the meantime, Portugal leads Switzerland by 1-0. And Rob Green, we've got Fabian Schär down, and he seems to be struggling a little.
His immediate sign to the bench. Looking at the substitutes warming up. Comer looking very, very active down on the touchline, so it doesn't look good news for Fabian Schär.
Fabian Schär on his feet now. Didn't see what happened. He seems to be moving okay. He's obviously got to leave the field because he's received treatment, so let's see if he can get himself back on. 25 minutes played in the first half. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. A simply stunning strike from 21-year-old Gonçalo Ramos. If you missed it and you want to listen back to it, because I know some people do like to do that on a smart speaker, you can ask BBC Sounds to rewind however many minutes you need it to rewind. Goal came in the 18th minute and we're in the 25th minute, so you can say rewind 10 minutes and you can have a listen to it happen all over again. Free kick for Switzerland inside their own half.
Just watching Otavio for Portugal, and if you didn't have his number on his back, you'd mistake him for Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
He played such a similar way, such similar statures, and what a real talent.
Right, Shaqiri's popped up in central midfield here, barrel-chested. Attacker for Switzerland.
Is that what you call it?
Plays back to Akanji. Oh, good stretch from Shaqiri to control the ball. To his right. Gibril so wide on the right. Drifts infield and fires a pass back to Cher. Cher's okay to continue for Switzerland. Rodriguez plays down the left. Vargas, that's a nice turn to lose Diogo Dalot. Dalot's quick though, chases Vargas back, wins the ball off him, and Pepe clears with his right foot, throw in for Switzerland on the left.
Yeah, it's difficult for Vargas because he did really well there to get the turn in, but he's isolated. And also what he's saying about the switches that were on, if you get the ball out wide, which is all well and good, use of space, you need the options. He just didn't have the option there, allowed Dalot to get back.
Switzerland's throw takes them back to the halfway line. Xhaka collects possession, plays it to his left to Rodriguez, down the line to Vargas, who's seen plenty of the ball in the first half. Thunderclap building again inside the Lusail Stadium. Portugal in control of this last 16 tie at the moment, with Cristiano Ronaldo waiting to enter the action from the substitutes bench. Here's Joao Felix. Joao Felix, who's looked in good form so far this evening with the ball at his feet. Ruben Dias, just outside his penalty area, forward to Bernardo Silva, plays back to his goalkeeper Costa. Costa with his right foot from the edge of the 6-yard box, thumps it long. Gonçalo Ramos is interested enough to chase that, tries to cut off the back pass from Edmilson Fernandez, can't do so. Sommer side foots the ball to Akanji, and the Swiss have got time. Xhaka's dropped between his two centre-backs and comes trundling up towards the halfway line. Low pass to his left, finds Rodriguez. Forward here to Freuler. Freuler's lost it too easily there. Carvalho across to Otavio. Clever touch, gets him away from Gibril So. Now tries to chip one over the top from Gonçalo Ramos, but it's straight through to Jens Sommer.
Again, the options for Portugal. They've got so many options on the ball, and Switzerland had a good couple of minutes with the ball. They're just they're trying to force the issue a little bit and press a little bit more than they were. You're just seeing the options that Portugal have, and they're one pass away from cutting through them again. Then they've just got to find that pass.
Sommer clips a pass straight up the middle of the pitch. It bounces once. Embolo enjoying the battle with Ruben Dias. Gets away from Dias. Portugal can't bring him down. Dias has another go. Embolo carries on. Eventually is knocked off balance, and Switzerland do get the free kick.
Really good play. Really strong centre forward play. I think we've watched him in the Euros where Embolo tore Wales apart in one of the games, and it's that sort of movement, that sort of ability to hold off 2-3 players and just get a turn in. It's such a valuable player for this Swiss side.
28 minutes played in the first half. BBC Radio 5 Live, always available on the BBC Sounds app as well. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. World Cup Daily podcast after everything that's happened today is going to be well worth a listen. Much later tonight or early tomorrow morning. The highlights of the day's play on BBC One at 11:35 are also going to be well worth a watch. Morocco with a famous penalty shootout win over Spain, through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup for the very first time. They'll play the winners of this one. Switzerland lining the free kick up. It's a long way out. I mean, it's 30 yards plus. Xhaka, we know, can hit them. Shaqiri is standing there as well, so it's definitely going to be a left footer. Three rather fearful Portuguese players waiting to get smashed in the wall if it comes their way. Diogo Costa bouncing on his toes in the 6-yard box. Shaqiri shoots just wide, skips wide, and Costa got a touch actually, so that'll go behind for a corner.
They're arguing. Maybe a flick off the wall. There's nothing on that. Yeah, good save. Really good save. Had to work his feet. It's such a long way away. Good 6 yards across the goal to get the touch onto the outside of the post.
Tricky one actually for the goalkeeper, because it came right between sort of shoulder and heads of two men in the wall. It was curling away from him as well. So good effort from Shaqiri. Corner for Switzerland, which will be taken by Shaqiri again with his left foot into the near post. Headed away by Bruno Fernandes. Portuguese players chase that ball out hard. Embolo lets it go beyond him from the pass forward because he knew it was an offside position. The flag goes up anyway, and that'll be a free kick for Portugal.
In the last few minutes, I think Switzerland might start to feel a little bit better about themselves after conceding that goal. They clearly were rocked by it, and Portugal were purring and looking like they could cut them apart at will. And now just found their feet again, finding the way back into the game and getting sustained possession.
Costa, the goalkeeper, clears with his right foot. Ramos jumps for the header. The ball falls to Fernandes. Now with Rafael Guerreiro on the left. Fernandes to his left, immediately switches play with a high swinging pass out to Dalot on the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva sees a bit of space to attack, so he goes tearing into it in the inside right channel. Dalot wide on the right. William Carvalho is close to him in support. Portugal play back towards the halfway line. Here's Pepe, who gets involved in the build-up in his white boots. Back to Diaz. Diaz onto his right foot inside his own half. Half chased by Embolo. Slightly stray pass, which Pepe has to chase but keeps in. Carvalho whips it down the line. Good football from Portugal this. Silva to Carvalho, now across to Otavio. Two men on his left. One of those is João Felix. Onto his right foot. Good ball in! Oh, just wide. Would have been an own goal, I think. Fabian Schär got a header on it. It was aimed at Gonçalo Ramos, and Jan Sommer wasn't getting that if it had crept inside his near post.
It's brilliant defending in the end. He knew he had to get something on it, and it comes from that switch that Portugal have, but they had the options. They had three players out wide waiting. They do it so well, and can they get the ball into an area where they want it to be? It was an inch away from perfect.
Portugal looking strong at the moment, trying to reach a first World Cup quarter-final since 2006, the one when they beat England on penalties in Gelsenkirchen, but then lost to France by a goal to nil in the semi-finals. Corner for them on the right. Bruno Fernandes takes it. In it comes, and Pepe smashes the header home, and Portugal look like they're on their way to the quarter-finals. 39-year-old Pepe loves service like that. He's bundled onto by all his teammates, climbed high, powered the header past Sommer. It's Portugal 2, Switzerland 0.
It's a towering header, gives them breathing space. Zonal marking allows a runner in, and he hung in the air for an age. It was Jordan-like, just waiting in the air. The ball in was perfect. Now the crossing moments ago that was an inch away from perfect. This was on the spot. He was on the spot. Portugal are cruising.
Great leap, great header. Nothing Jan Sommer could do about it. The kind of delivery, of course, that a certain Ronaldo would love in the box, but Pepe, as Rob Green has perfectly described, leapt like a spring chicken there, high in the air. Smashes that header home, gets a huge hug from his manager. Were Danilo Pereira not injured, actually, Pepe wouldn't necessarily be starting in this tournament, but there's always drama where he's around as well. Got Portugal 2-0 in front, and this looks a long way back for Switzerland now.
So I've got a question for you now. Is that the biggest age difference between two goal scorers in this World Cup in the same game?
Right, look at Gary Flintoff, raises his eyes to heaven and think, right, that is one for me. Yeah, it's a good question.
Challenge is on.
Gonçalo Ramos at the age of 21 and Pepe at the age of 39. Portugal looking good at the moment, leading Switzerland 2-0. If they win the game, they face Morocco in the quarter-finals at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Here's Freuler running away from Portuguese defenders. Carvalho is able to tackle him. Fernandes' ball to Carvalho suits Portugal beautifully now. Switzerland have got to come at them. They've got the players to cut them open. They might be able to do it again now in this first half. Could be like Brazil, South Korea all over again this one. Rafael Guerreiro. Here's Ramos. Ramos just lays a ball outside to the right. Felix with a little step over down by the byline. Gets the cross in. Ramos just too high and deep for him, but he'll chase this and he'll control it, and he'll be fouled by Xherdan Shaqiri. Hey, surely that's a foul. He's given the throw into Switzerland.
Nothing in it. Tells Ramos to get up.
Okay.
Shaqiri shrugs and walks off, and I think they feel like they're due a breather. They need a break here.
10 minutes remaining in the first half. Rob Green with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. Coverage of every match here at the World Cup. And your 4 quarter-finals on the way from Friday. Brazil, Croatia, full commentary at 3 o'clock. 7 o'clock it's Netherlands, Argentina. Inside this stadium with those Argentine fans will certainly be something special. Looks like it's going to be Morocco, Portugal at 3 o'clock on Saturday. And then, of course, it'll be England's turn. 7 o'clock, England against France. Kylian Mbappe, we hear, having missed training today for France, but apparently just a, what do they call it, a recovery session for him, Rob. So I don't think we should get too excited.
No, I used to have a lot of those.
Granit Xhaka. Pepe is the oldest player ever to score in a knockout game at the Men's World Cup at the age of 39 years and 283 days. Gary Flintoff, take a bow.
Doesn't answer my question.
Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Rob Green being extremely demanding, as always. Switzerland have it on the left. They've got to score the next goal. Got to, otherwise it's all over for them. Ricardo Rodriguez, pass across to Granit Xhaka in the middle of the Portuguese half. Played back to Akanji. Here's Xhaka again, closed down by Bernardo Silva. And, you know, with the big call that Fernando Santos has made, he must be delighted with the way his team is looking, Rob, in possession of the football. It's made a difference, hasn't it?
It's such a different dynamic now. And they're looking so confident, and you know what, for all the histrionics and the talk and everything about that, the proof is on the pitch, isn't it? They just go out there and prove yourselves, and they have, and they look like they're enjoying it, and they look like they've got the answers before they've even been asked a question.
Throwing for Switzerland. Bruno Fernandes in with the tackle, goes out for another throw. They take it quickly. It comes back to Fabian Schär. Schär, 45 yards out, little scoop pass towards the edge of the box. Gibril So flicks a header on. Fernandes on the right, fires the cross in. Costa gets a touch. Freuler heads it towards goal, and it's thumped off the line by Dalot. There's a chance for Switzerland. There's the volley from Fabian Schär. That is miles off target, and it goes behind for the Portuguese goal kick.
Yeah, it was a good save, a good recovery save in the end. It was a difficult ball for him because he's going to come and he doesn't know where the players are. He knows there's one in and around him. He gets something on it, just up in the air, and that's not the good save. The one after leaping up and just getting the slightest of touches on the header to take all the sting out of it.
7 minutes remaining in the first half. Long ball out from the Portuguese half is over the head of this young centre-forward Gonçalo Ramos, who really has announced himself to the world this evening with a stunning, fearsome left-footed strike to open the scoring for Portugal. Pepe with the second goal. Jan Sommer, unable to do anything about either of them, has the ball at his feet inside his own box, the Swiss keeper. Chips one up towards Embolo, chests it down, and Ruben Dias is penalised for a shove in the back in the air.
At least in that opportunity there, they managed to get behind the Portuguese backline and behind the defence, and they haven't had it because, I was just about to say, with nearly 40 minutes gone, they've had a shot on target from one free kick, and that's the worry for Switzerland.
Rodriguez into Xhaka. Xhaka passes it forward, can't find Freuler. Freuler catches Pepe. That is a free kick for Portugal. Pepe again giving it a few theatrics there, down on the floor, rubbing his right ankle.
Same ankle. It's got just on the bruise of the previous tackle.
Just in terms of his sort of major tournament history, sent off at the World Cup in 2014 in a heavy defeat against Germany. I think that was for a headbutt on Thomas Müller. Man of the match in the final of Euro 2016. I seem to remember him scoring against Uruguay in the last World Cup. He's never far, Pepe, from the centre of the story.
It's a character, shall we say.
Here's the character. A right-footed ball from that character down the line towards Dalot. Rodriguez ahead, across for Switzerland, heads the ball out of play. Throw in for Portugal. Bernardo Silva wants it, gets it, plays it straight back to Dalot. Dalot knocks one back into his own half. The ball bounces a couple of times. Pepe controls it. Right-footed ball over the top. Fabian Schär heads it away. Xhaka with a second header. And then Gibril So is caught in the centre circle by Otavio as they were challenging for that ball. Free kick Switzerland.
I know that Embolo drifts onto Diaz's side naturally. That's what he wants to do. And Shaqiri's on the other side. But you think up against Pepe, you've got more of a chance, wouldn't you?
Great defending from Bruno Fernandes to rob Shaqiri of possession. His pass forward is deflected. It spins up in the air. Rodriguez plays it back to Sommer. Sommer's closed down by Ramos. Gets it onto his left foot, up to the halfway line. Switzerland are giving it away. This could be trouble for them. Here's Joao Felix. Clever step over. Tries to lose Xhaka. Scoop pass to his right. Bruno Fernandes takes one touch, then gets the cross in and gets it wrong. For once, Bruno Fernandes slices it behind. Goal kick for Switzerland.
Yeah. That was 3 off the tee, that wasn't it? It was a terrible strike. Very, very un-Fernandes-like.
So Cristiano Ronaldo still watching from the bench, but surely must be delighted for his nation. Portugal, of course, never won the World Cup. Quarter-finalists twice, in fact semi-finalists in 1966, won their quarter-final, lost the semi-final to England, Eusebio and co, and then 2006 semi-finalists as well, beg your pardon, semi-finalists twice, never finalists Portugal. Here is Akanji across to Cher, about 3.5 minutes remaining in this first half, and Akanji has the ball at his feet again. Switzerland all in white, playing from left to right as we look at it. Edimilson Fernandes back to Akanji. Akanji decides to bring it forward across the halfway line. Threads one through. Gibril So flicks a pass to his left. Shaqiri tries to bring it down. Support on the outside here from Vargas with the cut back. Easy for Carvalho to deal with. Plays a little 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes. Now looking for another option through the middle. It's Joao Felix. Oh, bad challenge on Felix. Advantage play. Fabian Cher with the foul. May well get a yellow card for that, but Portugal wants another goal. Ramos again. Oh, brilliant save. Jan Sommer low to his left. The ball was heading for that far corner, and if he'd not got a glove on it, that was 3-0 Portugal.
Yeah, and that would have been curtains, and it's a big save for Switzerland, because they would have been out of this World Cup for sure. He's read it, he's going down early, and as well as he hit the goal, that was a weak strike. It was well guided, but just wasn't the strongest. It was a really bad tackle from Cher.
Yeah, well that's a booking, quite rightly. That also means if Switzerland do turn this round and make it through to the quarter-finals, he will be unavailable to them for the game against Morocco. They do have Nico Elvedi, who missed the last game, I believe that was through illness, on the bench, so he would be the obvious replacement. But I mean, Switzerland can't worry about that at the moment. They're 2-0 down, very nearly 3-0 down and out of this game, so we've got to deal with matters on the field. Portugal take the corner short. Otavio's cross in towards Pepe. Pepe heads it across goal. Ball is loose. Ramos stretches, and it runs here to Embolo, and Embolo just calmly strokes the ball out of the box, and it goes away for a Portuguese throw on the left.
Yeah, you mentioned the subs, Ali, and you're just thinking there that the way the game's gone, what can Switzerland do to change things? And there's not a lot in attacking sense that really stands out, and you're just thinking from where teams like Portugal, for instance, can leave Ronaldo on the bench and use him as an impact player, as a sub, to make a difference if it's going wrong. Switzerland just don't really have those options.
No. Joao Felix had a pass block there, but Portugal have retained possession. They've come back into their own half, controlling this game, leading 2-0. William Carvalho's found himself in the right back position because Dalot had gone on down the right. He's played back to his goalkeeper Costa. Costa's going to go for the long ball straight down the middle of the pitch. Ramos is a good target man, gets up, wins the header, can't find Fernandes, but here's Otavio, and the runners keep pouring forward in these red and green shirts. Portugal are playing well and hungry for more. Felix to Fernandes, just stops the ball under his studs and lets Felix run towards him. Joao Felix caresses the ball with his right foot out to Bernardo Silva, back to Dalot. Here's Carvalho. Switzerland chasing valiantly, can't get near Portugal at the moment. Pepe plays back to his goalkeeper Costa. Costa into Carvalho, under pressure there from Shaqiri, but was easily able to play a first time pass to Pepe. Here's Bernardo Silva facing his own goal, plays back to Pepe. Lovely passing from Portugal. Joao Felix, 2 Swiss players chasing him, no one getting anywhere near him. Slaloms through all of them, still going, still Joao Felix, lays it to his left hand side. Bruno Fernandes thought about the shot, little scoop pass with his right foot, tried to be clever. Felix can't get that, and Akanji clears.
There's 4 minutes injury time just gone up, and Switzerland need this to be over and sooner because they're on the ropes. They just got lulled out, got drawn out by Joao Felix, and then he was gone, and about 50 yards later they caught up with him.
Some of the big guns in this tournament are really starting to turn it on Of course, we saw Brazil thumping South Korea. They look sparkling. France with their win over Poland. England thumping in the goals against Senegal. And now Portugal tonight definitely stepped it up a level or two. Challenge on Otavio, wide on the right, no free kick given. Shaqiri lays it off to Vargas. Vargas has support from Embolo wide on the left. He's overhit the pass. Shaqiri won't get it. He jumps in frustration. Goal kick for Portugal.
Yeah, it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating half for Switzerland. Just real lack of any sniffs, and whatever they tried to do defensively, it looked like it was working, and then it clicked for Portugal. You just felt like that they were biding their time, picking the right pass was the key thing, and when they've done that, they really looked very, very dangerous.
So Ruben Dias at walking pace inside his own half. Now just breaks into a jog. A few white shirts in front of him, so he stops. Plays it to Pepe. Got about 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Portugal leading Switzerland 2-0. Morocco having beaten Spain on penalties in the last 16 game earlier on today. Dallow's going to chase this all the way down the right, and it meant that Cher had to make the challenge and has had to knock it out for a corner.
Yeah, that was really, really good from Dallow. Just kept going and didn't give it up, and it was actually a wonderfully weighted ball by Pepe. All of 60 yards, just felt it over the top, just left it there and said, well, deal with that, and he had to.
Corner Portugal, which will come from the right. Bernardo Silva collects the ball. Bruno Fernandes is there. They take it short. Fernandes has the ball at his right foot. Dummies a pass. Silva's there for him. Wide on the right. Fernandes draws the defenders in. Plays it back here to Silva. Across it comes to Diaz. And now Rafael Guerreiro. 25 yards out on the angle. Hits it hard, but it goes swerving over the bar. Goal kick Switzerland.
Well, I think that would have beaten the first goal for strike of the tournament, but it was a long, long way off.
Always rising, never troubled Jan Sommer. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Kelly Cates will be with us again at half-time. Portugal leading Switzerland by 2-0, possibly more reaction, I would have thought, to Morocco's famous win on penalties against Spain, and the news that Eddie Jones is out of a job as the head coach of the England rugby team, which is news that has broken today. Here's Vargas looking for Shaqiri again, just too much on the pass. Shaqiri making that diagonal run, trying to get in behind the Portuguese defence, but it gets away from him. Another goal kick.
Yeah, just wondering now, looking at going in at half-time, what Joachim Murat could say to his players, because you feel like they've done okay in the game. They've been all right. They've been second best by some distance, but how they change it, what they change, how they go about their business and just do it better is sometimes such a big ask in football.
Yeah, bottom line is Portugal have just been too good for Switzerland. And here's João Felix inside his own half, casually walking with the ball at his feet. Pepe in loads of space away to the right, so he'll use him. I think we've got about 20 seconds left in this first half. Massive call made by the manager, Fernando Santos. Ahead of this game, Cristiano Ronaldo relegated to the bench in terms of major tournament football for the first time since Euro 2008 in a game that he was available for. But what a decision the manager has made, partly because the first goal was a wonder strike from Ronaldo's replacement Gonçalo Ramos, a thunderbolt with his left foot to get Portugal in front, and then good old Pepe with the powerful header, Rob Green, has made it 2-0. Very difficult to see where Switzerland go here.
Yeah, and it's a horrible feeling as a professional when you're out on the pitch and you realise the other team are just a lot better than you, and that's what it's been for Switzerland. Portugal, they've ticked every box in there tonight. The questions were there, and they left Ronaldo out by the manager. He's had the answers from the players on everything.
Gary Flintoff has got there just in time, Rob, just before half-time. Here you go then, Kelly. Easily the biggest gap between the age of the two goal scorers at this tournament so far, because of course over 18 years. No other nation getting anywhere near that. What a story. Portugal 2, Switzerland 0. Thank you, Kelly. The teams are out. They're lined up and ready to go. I think they've come out ever so slightly early because the referee is not blowing the whistle as yet. So Otavio, the Portuguese midfielder, is sort of looking at him and saying, come on, let's get going. And the referee's actually been doing a kind of warm-up jog. Rob Green, what you put, it's the TV director on the side of the field, is it saying you can't go yet?
He's doing his Morse code on the side of the pitch.
And away we go. So Switzerland have 45 minutes at the moment to try and find 2 goals to get themselves back into this game. They've actually made a change at half-time. It's a change at centre-back. We saw Fabian Schär go down late in the first half. It's not Nico Elvedi who's come on, it's Ere Jomert of Valencia. So he'll play as the left-sided centre-back alongside Manchester City's Manuel Ikanji. Switzerland, white shirts, white shorts, white socks with bright red numbers and names on their backs, defending the goal away to our right hand side. Little pocket of Swiss fans with their Swiss flags behind Jan Sommer's goal as Rodriguez plays the ball forward. Pepe's got it covered. Embolo is breathing down his neck. Pepe sees him coming and plays it back to his goalkeeper Diogo Costa, and Portugal leading by 2 goals to nil in the rich red and dark green kits with golden numbers and names on their backs, green shorts, red socks. Playing from left to right, Bernardo Silva is chasing Jan Sommer here, who just gets his pass across to Edmilson Fernandes before João Felix can cut it out. Fernandes plays back to Akanji. So Portugal, Costa in goal, Dalot, Pepe, Ruben Dias, Rafael Guerreiro back 4, Bernardo Silva, Carvalho, Otavio midfield 3, Bruno Fernandes and João Felix in support of the 21-year-old centre-forward Gonçalo Ramos, who scored that stunning first goal this evening. Switzerland with a long ball down the right-hand side. Shaqiri controls it, but then he's tackled. Portugal bring it away. Carvalho is a strong runner, holds off the challenges there and tries to slide the ball through to Bernardo Silva. Jomert is there just in time, clears with his right foot, throw in for Portugal.
Now, 2 minutes in, that was the first opportunity there really for Portugal, and it was just an overhit pass slightly, but the options were there, the runners were there. Like we saw so much in the first half, and you're just thinking at half time, what can Switzerland do to stop this, to really get back in the game? First and foremost, they've got to find a way of stopping Portugal, because at the minute it just doesn't look like they can do it. They don't look like they've got the tools, they don't look like they've got the answers, so they need a dramatic turnaround.
Had it not been for a brilliant save by Jan Sommer at 2-0, this game would already be over. If Switzerland can score the next goal, then let's see. But at the moment it's Portugal doing the attacking. Down the left with Bernardo Silva. Centre forward Gonçalo Ramos waiting for the delivery. The cross is blocked by Akanji, and it goes behind for a Portuguese corner. Swiss team, Jan Sommer in goal. Edmilson Fernandes right back, Ricardo Rodriguez left back, Jomert on for Schär playing alongside Akanji, Freuler and Xhaka the midfield 2, Shaqiri, So and Ruben Vargas in support of Brel Embolo. Rob Green and I think Noah Okafor is going to have to appear at some point, don't we, Rob?
Yeah, they need goals, obviously. They're looking at striking influence. He's an exciting young talent. Whether he can step up on this stage, I don't know.
Well, that's what Gonçalo Ramos has done for Portugal. Here's the corner coming in from the right, flicked across goal. Gosh, I thought Carvalho was going to stick that away. It just went behind him. Vargas plays it back to the edge of the box. Switzerland outnumbered. The ball is poked forward. Diogo Dalot gets plenty on his right-footed pass back to his goalkeeper, but Costa's got it covered. No Swiss player anywhere near him. He's got time to loft the ball down the middle of the pitch. Bruno Fernandes jumps. He's beaten in the air by Akanji. And Edmilson Fernandes fires it forward, but straight at Ruben Dias. Dias controls, plays to his left to Otavio.
Just when Switzerland get the ball, it just seems a lot more pressure on the players immediately than when Portugal get the ball, and it's just that initial step from the Portuguese compared to off the ball with the Swiss players, that they go step forward, step into the challenge, go to press. Switzerland a little bit hesitant, a little bit conservative, let's step back.
4 minutes gone, second half here at the Lusail Stadium. Portugal like playing here, actually beat Uruguay by 2 goals to nil here, leading Switzerland by 2 goals to nil here. Their semi-final, were they to make it, Portugal, would not be here, but the final is clearly being played here as well. I'm sure you'll have seen pictures of the stadium on your television screens back home. It is spectacular in its size and design, as Xhaka's ball is left by Vargas, runs through to Embolo. Embolo's got the ball caught underneath his feet. Little Otavio pops up behind him, nicks it off him. Bruno Fernandes beats Remo Freuler, runs away from him just outside the Swiss penalty area, plays it to Bernardo Silva to Fernandes, onto that wonderful right foot, curling ball towards Ramos, just beaten in the air at the far post by Vargas. Dalot is there for Portugal, just outside the box, trying to get round on the outside, low cross in, and it's tucked away, and he's done it again. Young Gonzalo Ramos announces himself to the world. The 21-year-old, in for Cristiano Ronaldo, has scored twice in this game. Portugal leads Switzerland by 3-0.
Well, the first one was a bullet. That was just a really clever run across the near post, and a feather touch outside of the boot was enough to beat Sommer. They really are romping away with this now. And he has a little celebration when he scores of blowing off a gun. And it's seen that more and more often this tournament, maybe.
Right, Gary Flintock's going to have to get looking now for players who've scored hat-tricks. I know he's not done it yet, but potentially might do it on their first start at a World Cup. So he's had 2 substitute appearances in the tournament, but this is a first start. Now, there cannot be many who have done that. Poor old Gary's beavering away. I'll tell you where you might be able to find that, and I keep meaning to thank this chap actually during the tournament, Richard Foster, who's written a book called World Cup Nuggets, which I've had by my bedside during this tournament. It may well be in there. If you love your World Cup, it's worth the read. This is a story, Rob, though. This Gonzalo Ramos, I mean, what a call by the manager, but also what a performance by the player.
Yes, and it's had a little bit of everything, hasn't it? As much like the performance from Portugal, he can do most facets of the game, but what he has got is just that instinct there. You saw that instinct of that run, and he didn't have to wait. Dalot didn't disappoint with the delivery, and he just nipped in, and he knows that he only needs to get a touch. He doesn't need to lash it. He blasted the first one. He didn't need to blast that.
Here's one for you then. Portugal leading 3-0. Cristiano Ronaldo comes on, but doesn't come on for Gonzalo Ramos. Portugal get a penalty.
Oh.
Who takes it?
One answer to that.
Could happen, let's see. 7 minutes gone, second half, and Portugal really have looked in sparkling form. They've really stepped it up in this knockout game. They're leading Switzerland by 3-0, and you're feeling a little sorry for the Swiss, who are about to make a double change, but you feel that is coming too late. Haris Seferovic will come on, and Denis Zakaria as well, who's a Chelsea footballer at the moment, of course. Look out, Switzerland. Here comes Joao Felix up to the edge of the box. He fancies a try. He's dragged the shot across goal, and Bruno Fernandes and Gonzalo Ramos are saying, hang on, we're in the middle here, we could have scored there. He's actually gone behind for a corner.
It's playground stuff now. They're lining up in the box saying, I want a shot, I want a shot. It's like, no, sorry, I've got the ball, I'm shooting. They've just got runners everywhere at the minute, and it's only going one way.
Morocco await in the quarter-finals. That's surely going to be against Portugal, unless we see one of the most dramatic turnarounds here from Switzerland. Trailing by 3-0. Corner to defend. They're not going to make the changes just yet. Bruno Fernandes gets ready to take the corner. 3 or 4 deliberate paces back, runs at the ball from an angle with his right foot, clips it into the far post. Pepe heads it down, and eventually it's just hacked away anywhere by the Swiss defence and goes out for a throw into Portugal. So Seferovic is coming on, and he hang on, who's on first? No, on first is Zakaria. He'll come on for Remo Freuler. That's sort of like for like in central midfield. And then Djibril Sow, who's been playing in the number 10 role, will be replaced by a striker, Haris Seferovic. I mean, they've just got to go for it, Rob, haven't they?
It'll be more of a 4-4-2, really. And you're 3-0 down. You may as well lose 5 or 6 trying to chase something, because at the minute they're not throwing any punches. They're in the good. It would have been stopped. It would have been stopped as a boxing match.
Still 35 minutes to go, so let's see what Portugal want to do with this game, and let's see what Switzerland have got in terms of a sort of second half showing. South Korea really stuck at it, I thought, against Brazil, even though they were absolutely blitzed in that first half. Did get their goal in the second half, eventually going out of the tournament. Challenge there is on Ruben Dias, who's fouled. So a bit of bite in the challenge from Embolo. Free kick conceded. Portugal 3, Switzerland 0.
He's cut an unhappy figure in the second half, Embolo. He got kicked and just sat on the floor at one point, looked at the bench, and when Seferovic was coming on, I thought it was him going to come off because he looked like he'd had enough.
Oh, this is beautiful from Portugal. Felix up towards Ramos, can play. Silva in on the left-hand side. Chance, and it's in again. It's Rafael Guerreiro who thumps this one into the roof of the net with his left foot. The Swiss defence cannot do anything about this. Portugal are flying. They're on their way to the quarter-finals. It's Portugal 4, Switzerland 0.
It's a romp. They are romping this. And it's the main man. Not on. The main man is on the sideline. The main man of the night is an assist as well as the 2 goals now. A no-look pass to the overlapping fullback going down the left. And he's just completely cutting Swiss apart, and it's so easy, so clinical, batters it home into the roof of the net. They are cruising. Time to start making changes, resting players.
Yeah.
I think Ramos might have something to say about that, but I think it's time to start shuffling the pack.
Very nearly went for the very obvious Swiss defence, holes in it, cheese line in the commentary. Robert decided against it, but let's just point out to the listeners,
Well done.
we were thinking it and we avoided it, or I was at least. Tough night for Switzerland. 4-0 down against Portugal. Could well be more if they continue to play like this. Rodriguez being closed down. Gonzalo Ramos, who definitely won the hat-trick. He's now chasing goalkeeper Jan Sommer. Sommer plays it across to his right to Akanji. Akanji clears with his right foot up to the halfway line. Seferovic is able to chest this down. Embolo makes the run beyond him. Little flicked header from Diaz. Just forces Embolo wide to the byline, and he's happy to let that go behind for a corner to Switzerland.
Well, we are now how many minutes into the second half? 10 minutes into the second half, and I think it's the first time they've got anywhere near the Portuguese penalty area. So it's been a tough start to the second half. We were wondering what they were going to do. Now, fortunately for them, not a lot.
Portugal 4, Switzerland 0. It will be Portugal-Morocco in the quarter-final. Shaqiri's corner flicked on, back post stuck in by Manuel Akanji, so Switzerland have a goal. They need 3 more, they still have time. They've been on the ropes throughout the entire evening. Little flick on the corner to the far post, and Manuel Akanji makes it Portugal 4, Switzerland 1.
It's a really good ball into the near post, but completely unchallenged. Ramos got a flick on it, and it was another great assist just at the wrong end. Just Akanji stole in, like you say. A simple finish for him. Not much of a celebration from anyone.
No, that is Switzerland's first goal in their last 5 knockout ties. The last time they scored in a knockout tie was in the quarter-final in 1954. Now, Ian Dennis was referencing this game yesterday. They lost 7-5.
I thought you said he was commentating on that game.
They lost 7-5 to Austria, which in terms of total goals scored is the highest number in a World Cup match. They're 4-1 down here, so who knows? Let's see. Fernando Santos not happy with the goal conceded. Just getting some instructions on the field. We've certainly been entertained. We hope you have on 5 Live, on BBC Sounds as well. A couple of days break from the World Cup. Over the next couple of days, Bruno Fernandes has been caught by a stray arm there from Ere Jomert, and he's going to get a yellow card. Fernandes was trying to run onto a throw-in down the right-hand side.
It must have been the assistant who gave that, because he flagged first, but he was straight in front of him. Didn't fancy, he's not been on long, but he didn't fancy the run back. There wasn't much in the side of the face, but there was a hand across it.
Free kick taken. It was looking for João Felix at the far post. I think he's quite keen to get on the score sheet this evening. By the looks of it, I mean, 4-1, they'll be annoyed they conceded a goal. They look like they want more, Rob. They're not relaxing just yet, are they?
There's no let-up, is there? And they're pressing, they're running, and they're looking, they're going in behind when they want to, when they can, and that's the sign. If you're still willing to run in behind as a team, then you're still going at 4-0, 4-1, whatever it might be. Then they fancy this.
Pepe's ball over the top, looking for Ramos. He's pretty much a man alone in the red and green up there. Joma plays it to his right to Edmilson Fernandes. Shaqiri to Xhaka. Xhaka nearly caught by Bernardo Silva, just retains possession. Back to Jomert. Wide it comes to Ricardo Rodriguez. Now Switzerland play out through Granit Xhaka. World Cup Daily podcast will be well worth a listen, given everything that's gone on in this game, and of course Spain, Morocco as well, available for you via the BBC Sounds app. Portuguese fans in great voice here. Are they calling for Ronaldo?
Yeah.
I think they are, aren't they?
It's time to start resting players and bring on your ageing centre forward.
Let's get the big man on. He's not scored in a World Cup knockout game, and he's watched Gonzalo Ramos do it at his very first attempt. He's had 5 goes, Cristiano Ronaldo, in his career. Might still get a chance in this tournament, and of course that is the news. We think it'll be his final World Cup. Portugal will at least have a quarter-final on the looks of it. They won a corner here, attacking down the right-hand side. The ball is knocked out of play by William Carvalho. Portugal leads Switzerland by 4 goals to 1.
Well, the first ball, or the goal for Switzerland, the first goal for them was a real quality ball in. They're hoping for more of the same because barely troubled other than that.
Corner for Switzerland. See if they can get a second. Shaqiri's delivery, headed up in the air, nodded back into the box by Rodriguez and safely into the arms of Diogo Costa. What are you seeing, Rob Green?
About 4 runners all went, and there was no Swiss players tracking them back so much, but the ball wasn't delivered.
I think they're calling for Ronaldo, aren't they? That sounds like Ronaldo it is inside this stadium, and at the moment he's still sitting there looking rather glum on the bench. He wants to get involved. Gary Flintoff's been doing the digging, apparently according to Opta. 12 players have scored 3 or more on their first start at a World Cup. The last player to do it was Miroslav Klose back in 2002. There you go. Rodriguez chases the ball down the left. Dalot stabs it back to his goalkeeper. Awkward one for him to clear, but he does well. Meaty thump of the ball on his right foot, and it goes out for a throw into Switzerland on the left. And there's the list. Oh, crikey. When are we going to have time for that? There's some very recognisable names on there. One of them I've actually seen at this tournament, Gabriel Batistuta, who apparently did that. Switzerland attacking down the right. That's a good ball in. Pepe's there to volley it away. Seferovic was waiting in the middle. If he'd missed it, goes out for a Swiss throw on the right.
Well, they've had a bit better possession, a bit more of the ball to Switzerland, and just thinking, 28 minutes left. You nick another one, and just the 4-2 just doesn't really seem nearly as bad as 4.
Right. Shaqiri's committed a foul on Otavio. I think what's interesting about that, and it's obvious actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them come in the first 3 World Cups, so lots of players are making their first starts in those World Cups. But in recent times, Klose, who obviously ended up as the record goal scorer in all World Cups, he still holds that record. Batistuta, Just Fontaine is the player who still holds the record for the most goals scored in a single World Cup in 1958. He got 13 for France. That's another name that stands out on that list. So there we go.
Seeing it, Cuba and a couple of other names as the opponents come to mind.
Oh, yeah, good point.
It probably was the group stages as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. Portugal 4, Switzerland 1. 5 live on BBC Sounds. And unless Switzerland can find themselves 3 goals, the quarter-final lineup from Friday will be as follows. Brazil, Croatia, 3 o'clock. Full commentary on 5 live. Netherlands, Argentina at 7 inside this stadium. Saturday, Morocco against Portugal, it looks like. 7 o'clock will be England against France. The fans are making it very clear who they want to see. Fernando Santos, the Portuguese manager, not interested at the moment. Still plenty of time in this game, in this second half. Over 25 minutes left. Bruno Fernandes chases that ball down the right, and he's not kept it in. But again, running for something like that at this stage in the game.
Yeah, willing to run, willing to work for each other, and also the tracking back as well. That Ramos was filling in at right midfield because Bruno Fernandes has made the run, and they're still communicating with each other, demanding off each other. It's very good.
Jomert bringing the ball out from the back, takes a tumble over the outstretched leg of Otavio and wins the free kick.
I was just wondering there as well, when the crowd has started singing for Ronaldo, they put the cameras on him on the bench, and they've stopped doing that now.
Right.
And they've brought in Fernando Santos as the person on the screen. And maybe an issue with the director saying, no, we're not having that.
I wonder what the first question will be to Fernando Santos after the game in the press conference, after a performance like this, the way Portugal have played and what they're heading towards here. Embolo brings the ball under control midway inside the Portuguese half. Carvalho gets a challenge in. Ball finds its way to Ricardo Rodriguez with the dark hair tied back and a little bun at the back of his head. Plays it to Vargas. Vargas across into the midfield. Correa to Fernandes. Shaqiri on the dribble, wide on the right. Here is Fernandes, cross blocked by Guerrero. Ball goes behind, goes out, I beg your pardon, for a throw into Switzerland on the right, which they take. Shaqiri still working hard for his team, gets into a little bit of space, corner of the box, then gets that totally wrong. I don't know whether he was going for a cross or a shot there, but he's almost kicked that down the tunnel and out of the stadium. He smashed it over the corner flag and away into the distance. Goal kick Portugal.
Oh, put everything into it, you can say that.
Right, another change for Switzerland. Noah Okafor, yes, who we were talking about, the 22-year-old Salzburg attacker, is coming on. He replaces Ruben Vargas. That'll be like for like, so he'll attack in from that left-hand side.
Another, as you say, an exciting player, young player. He's naturally a centre forward, and they make runs. Salzburg, they run and run and run. That team, one of the Red Bull franchises, they're going to have to run tonight.
Bernardo Silva got lucky there. Ball came off his knee. Chance for the hat-trick! Ramos has done it! Gonzalo Ramos! What a performance in the World Cup last 16, his first start for his country, in for Cristiano Ronaldo. It is the stuff of dreams. A little dink finish over Jan Sommer. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Gonzalo Ramos has 3 of them.
It's all smiles for Portugal, and none being bigger than Gonzalo Ramos. He cannot believe it. He is thrilled. But the composure to finish that, the realisation, because he had the touch to take him in on goal, and it must have dawned on him, I'm going to score a hat-trick in the World Cup here if I get this bit right, and it is perfect. It's just a beautiful little ding over Sommer, and it's just been an amazing performance, just an outstanding performance by a really, really talented young player.
The focus all on him, has to be on him. What a stunning performance, the pressure that must have been on his shoulders. If you are going to draw the comparison, it's the kind of thing that Cristiano Ronaldo has done throughout his glittering career.
It's just made it all about him. He has just turned the pitch into one big scene for him, and it's been brilliant. It's been a performance of maturity, of excellence, of work rate. Every sort of facet of the game has been there.
Going to take away the match ball this evening. What a memory for him. Portugal, though, will be thinking about further progress in this World Cup. Leading 5-1. Granit Xhaka up to the edge of the penalty area. Pacey pass intercepted by Guerrero. So much space now for Portugal to play in. Zakaria barges Otavio over. Free kick Portugal. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1.
Yeah, they can't get close at times now. And Switzerland have gambled. They've got, I'm not sure how many attackers on the pitch now, 3, and Shaqiri, who is not going to track back anymore. You've got 20 minutes to go, over 20 minutes to go. This could be a lot.
Here they come again. Joao Felix towards Ramos. Ball breaks loose. The referee's playing an advantage. Ramos took a whack. Cristiano Ronaldo is warming up. This game is done and dusted. Portugal leading Switzerland now by 5 goals to 1. William Carvalho across to Bernardo Silva. Portugal slow it down for a second. Then Otavio spins on his heel. Outside of his right boot. Finds Fernandes wide on the right. Here's Bernardo Silva. Just toying with Switzerland now. Silva back to Carvalho. Through the lines they play. Felix. First time pass to Bernardo Silva. Floated diagonal ball. Guerrero on the run. First time cross. Oh my goodness! Fernandes sliding in at the far post, looking to finish on the volley. It would have been one of the goals of the tournament.
It's exhibition stuff. It's exhibition stuff. The ball travels about 100 yards over 2 one-touch passes, and it's just a matter of millimetres away from being, as you say, Ali, one of the goals of the tournament.
Portugal playing some stuff this evening. They will face a quarter-final against Morocco. Those two will go head-to-head for a place in the semi-finals, where they will meet the winner of the England-France quarter-final. Here's Okafor on the ball. Now Switzerland, they've got nothing to lose now. They're getting hammered. They might as well go for it and try and score some goals. Rodriguez crossing, Pepe clears with his left foot. And when are we going to see Ronaldo?
I just think you just wonder how it's hard to measure how bad Switzerland have been, because Portugal have just been brilliant, and that's a worry for everyone else.
Well, do you know the other thing as well, Rob? And because of the way these last 16 games have developed, I'll come back to it in a second. Embolo plays the ball to Zakaria, right-footed drive, shot deflected, comes off Pepe. I think he might have been slightly winded there, or he's hurt his hip. He's gone down into a corner for Switzerland. So a lot of the chat after England's win against Senegal quite early in the last 16, I heard a lot of sort of England fans and some of the pundits saying, well, if England can beat France, I quite fancy them, to win this thing. And then you watch Brazil play, and you watch Portugal play like this, and you think, I might just have to rethink that.
There's a few teams sort of waving and going, hello, we're still in this.
20 minutes to go. Corner into the far post. That's beyond everyone. Shaqiri's got the old power cube charged up to the max. That's two. He's smashed beyond everyone and out straight for a goal kick to Portugal.
And he's cutting a bit of a forlorn figure on that far side. It's a staggering back grimace on his face, and doesn't particularly look like he's enjoying himself.
It's got to be horrible, Rob, as a player. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's one of the biggest games in your career, trying to get through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. You're just getting absolutely
all you can play for is pride. That's it. You just don't want to end up in the record books as a record defeat.
Okay, here we go. Two Portuguese changes, neither of which are Cristiano Ronaldo. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer if he's going to get on the field. Portugal, another attacking move, breaks down on the edge of the box. Rodriguez's ball forward. Ruben Dias has it covered, takes it out to the left-hand side of the field. Big roar goes up, here he comes. 3 changes going to be made, listen to that inside the stadium. Cristiano Ronaldo just loosening his shoulders, tucking his shirt into his shorts. All the Portuguese fans have seen him inside the stadium. Left on the subs bench at the start of this game. He's watched Portugal play quite brilliantly. They're heading through to the quarterfinals. What are we going to see from him in the last 15 minutes or so? Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Ramos, the hat-trick hero, is fouled on the halfway line. Free kick for Portugal. Well, let's see. I presume Ramos will come off, and he's the one who really deserves the ovation. There we go. Number 11 goes up for Portugal. So João Felix will be replaced by Cristiano Ronaldo. Gonçalo Ramos is coming off, and it's not a grand exit either. He just makes a short walk to the halfway line. That's nice. Little hug from Cristiano Ronaldo. Pat on the back from the manager. That is one of the World Cup stories at this tournament. And actually, I wish that big roar is for Ronaldo coming onto the field. That big roar really should be for the 21-year-old coming off the field.
Yeah, it almost went unnoticed, and it's such a shame, because that was spectacular from him. Really was a performance of the performance of the World Cup. Yeah. With all the noise that went on around it. And I'm just pleased now that Ronaldo's on the pitch, because we can all just stop talking about him not being on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. 17 minutes to go. Bruno Fernandes, I've totally lost track of the substitutions. Bruno Fernandes has come off. Ricardo Horta is waiting to come on. João Felix I thought he'd gone off ages ago. I don't think he quite realised. No. He wanted a goal this evening, actually. So he's going to be the 1.5 now, Rob.
Yeah, he looks like the most disappointed person in the stadium.
Yeah. Right, so Cristiano Ronaldo saying, come on lads, get the ball to me. He's a little chat with Bruno Fernandes. Yet to score in a World Cup knockout game. Tiring Swiss defence, demoralised team, and Ronaldo comes sprinting towards the ball, gets his first touch, and of course it gets another big roar, and then Carvalho ruins it by passing the ball straight out of play. What a story. Gonçalo Ramos in for Ronaldo, 21-year-old striker, making only his second start for his country, his first competitive start, and he has scored a hat-trick to take his nation through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. You will be hearing plenty more of that name during this tournament and down the years, I would think. Ronaldo on the press all of a sudden, chasing Jan Sommer for the ball. Fernandes plays it up the right-hand touchline. Can't get the return pass, goes out for a throw-in to Portugal. So I guess the next story we're looking for, Rob, isn't it, is whether Ronaldo does get on the score sheet and get that knockout goal.
Well, the way that Ramos played, he won't get a chance starting.
Switzerland give the ball away like that, Ronaldo will get a chance. Plays the pass to Bernardo Silva. Silva's taken out. Now here we go, free kick. 25 yards out in a central position. Ronaldo says, give me the ball. He high-fives Bernardo Silva and says, thanks for getting fouled. And it gives me a chance to bring Rob Green in on the Ronaldo free kick stats at major tournaments, please.
I can wheel this stat out, and it is that he has scored, and I've forgotten it, one in 53 attempts at major tournaments from free kicks.
1 in 53, and we know which one it was. It was against Spain, and when he scored a hat-trick against Spain in a group game in the last World Cup. Well, he's got a big smile on his face. This game is done and dusted, and now it has become a bit of a sort of stage show, and Ronaldo is centre stage, and he's doing the classic thing. He's got his legs spread wide, his arms by his side, staring intently at the ball. He wants to get in on the action. Whistle blows, Ronaldo runs, drives it into the wall powerfully, and Switzerland get the ball away. 1 in 54, Rob.
Yeah, and it's a big wall. That's what you would say, was the players in the wall were huge. There was no chance of him scoring that, and it just, as you say, it's all become a little bit sort of Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of people here who've paid probably a lot of money solely to see him play tonight.
Yeah. Well, who was the fella you mentioned? YouTube sensation. I Show Speed.
Yeah.
Who's here? He's a big fan. I remember he came to Craven Cottage to watch Ronaldo, and he wasn't big for that game, so he's not had much luck. I Show Speed with watching Ronaldo. Portugal have the ball. They're leading 5-1. They have played brilliantly as a team this evening. The story is not really about Cristiano Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes twisting and turning and having fun. Carvalho, short back pass. Embolo goes for it. Goalkeeper Costa there just in time. Clears. Throw-in for Switzerland on the right.
I have to say that it was my son who pointed it out, or in the souk today, that it was I Show Speed. 15 million subscribers apparently. I'm not one of them.
No. Did you nod knowledgeably? Oh yes, son.
Yes,
of course.
Can you just repeat the name again? Yeah.
Ball on the left with Okafor. Dalot behind him. Plays back to Granit Xhaka. Okafor again on the left. Portugal now just slowing things down a little bit. Some of the key men off the field. Akanji, the goal scorer for Switzerland, although he's not going to remember that too fondly. Here's Xhaka. Xhaka, little ball down the channel for Okafor. Okafor plays to his left to Ricardo Rodriguez. Dalot continues to chase him back to the halfway line. More pressure comes on Akanji. Akanji being closed down. Ronaldo's interested. Ronaldo goes running towards Jan Sommer. All in bright orange, way outside his penalty area. Clearance to the halfway line, headed forward. Carvalho gets on the ball for Portugal, so easily knocked off it there by Embolo. Embolo's angry, I think. Plays the pass to his right-hand side. Shaqiri will chase this and gets there ahead of Guerreiro, one of the scorers for Portugal this evening. Edmilson Fernandes. Back to Shaqiri. Shaqiri's pass blocked, and Carvalho stops it going out for a corner, thumps it away with his left foot, throw in for Switzerland on the right.
You do find with the games now with the 5 subs that they can lose complete shape, and the last 15 minutes are a completely different game really from one that you've just seen, so it wouldn't surprise me if it just settles down and takes a little while to get back into the swing of it really.
Kanji's won 2 headers there, one against Ronaldo, and there's an offside flag up against Fernandes trying to get away down the right. Edmilson Fernandes, that is. And so that is a free kick for Portugal. I thought Bruno Fernandes was actually going off. He's not. So the players off, João Felix, Otavio and Gonçalo Ramos. The Portuguese press will certainly want to chat with 21-year-old Gonçalo Ramos. His record in the under-21s for Portugal, 14 goals in 18 appearances. I mean, it wasn't that random a pick, Robbie, in terms of the form that he has shown recently, club and at that level.
Goals this season for Benfica, and you look at it and you see the goals, and doing the research before the game, you watch the goals, you think, oh, well, that was easy. Oh, he's just in the right place at the right time. Oh yeah, of course, he's a centre forward. That's what they should do.
Jomert plays the ball to his right. Centre-back continues his run. Gets the ball back from Shaqiri. Shaqiri keeps it for Switzerland. Weaves his way out of a challenge. Lovely pass to the edge of the box. Miscue. Embolo turns it into an overhead kick, which goes spinning wide of the right-hand post and behind for a goal kick to Portugal.
Well,
hang on. The referee's given a corner.
Yeah, slight deflection in there.
Right. In terms of the 3 goals, Rob, thunderous left foot finish, just instinctive into the top corner. Lovely run to the near post, sort of understanding, awareness and flick for that one, and then a delightful dink for the third.
Yeah, he's, as you say, it's a real mix, and one that you're thinking, how do we stop him? Yeah, he can do all of it.
Shaqiri, corner from the left, good delivery, headed over the bar by Xhaka, I think. Yes, Xhaka on the end of it, couldn't keep it down. Goal kick Portugal. 10 minutes to go. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Ruben Neves coming on, yeah. Ruben Neves, who started the first 3 games at this tournament, given a rest this evening. Bernardo Silva, been absolutely brilliant again in that Portuguese midfield. To a man, they've been superb.
Yeah, it's been a joy to watch, and how they've just linked up, and the understanding that they've got, and just the appreciation of each other. It looks like they just enjoyed playing just a different game to Switzerland, and playing in the way that they do together. It's been scintillating.
BBC Sounds app will be very useful to you. Friday and Saturday, 4 quarter-finals coming your way. Full commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live. But if you're on the move, you can take the World Cup with you. As we keep telling you, get the BBC Sounds app on your device. World Cup Daily podcast there for you as well. And Switzerland trailing 5-1, bringing the ball out from their own half. Tackle on the halfway line, fouled by Guerrero. Free kick for Switzerland.
I tell you what is tough is when you do get thumped and knocked out of a tournament, is that you have to wait a day, maybe more, to go home, and you just have to sit and wait and just wait for that flight home, and it's the most demoralising day.
Attack down the left, Rodriguez for Switzerland, cross in, Pepe deals with it, heads it away. That's going to be a throw in. Statman Dave has come in on the stats. I like this one. Gonçalo Ramos scored the first hat-trick of this World Cup. He's only the 2nd Portuguese player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup knockout game. The other one wasn't too shabby. Eusebio did it against North Korea in 1966. There you go.
Surprised he didn't get a stat out blaming the goalkeeper. He normally does.
Yes, I've heard your conversations previously on air. Rob Green with us here at the Lusail Stadium. 3 more games to go in this World Cup, in this venue, including the final, including a potential semi-final between Brazil and Argentina. Although the Netherlands and Croatia will have something to say about that. Here's Granit Xhaka, pass to his right. Could be a chance here for Ronaldo. He's released from inside his own half, but the pass is beyond him, and Jomert has it covered.
Well, it was a poor pass to him, and the pitch was opening up, but Jomert was on his heels, and it didn't look like he had the turn of speed to get away, because he would have had to slow down to take control of the ball. It was a long way from goal.
Fernandes across the halfway line to Xhaka. Xhaka quickly flicks it back into his own half to Jomert. 7 minutes to go. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Oh, it's loose from Jomert. Carvalho, I think he's offside Ronaldo here. Ronaldo brings the ball down on his thigh. Flag stays down. Ronaldo buries it with his left foot, and the flag goes up. The assistant referee spoils Cristiano Ronaldo's party.
Well, the fact, the rulings from FIFA spoiled Ronaldo's party. He was so far offside, we all could have flagged that ages. I think he was the only striker in the half, only player in the half.
The funny thing was, it's a good finish, wasn't it, Rob? Yeah. He looked and he knew, didn't he? He knew.
Well, I think it was for however many tens of thousand people were here. He was there. I was there moment, and they weren't.
Oh dear. Might still come. Switzerland in the last couple of minutes been so sloppy giving the ball away. Ronaldo must be licking his lips thinking the chance might come. Pepe to Vitinha, one of the substitutes. Bruno Fernandes is going to play this full game. Pepe with the outside of his right foot plays it back to Ruben Neves. Neves on the edge of his own box rolls it back to his goalkeeper Costa. Costa with his left foot Plays it out to the right-hand side. Bruno Fernandes lays it off here to Carvalho. Chipped up in the air down the right to Dalot. Ronaldo ahead of him. Can't quite find him. Jomert runs back into his own half. Gets enough on the back pass to get to his goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. 6 minutes plus added time to go. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. So Morocco will have to have a good old think about how to deal with Portugal and Gonçalo Ramos. Here's Xhaka. Ball into Seferovic. Seferovic, good run. Lays it off to Okafor on the left-hand side. Okafor into that Portuguese penalty area, onto his right foot. What a tackle. Bruno Fernandes, great defending, put his body in the way, and then Okafor drags him back as Fernandes was looking to release the pass.
Yeah, sums it up. It sums up the performance off the ball as well as on it. They've been brilliant on the ball. They're doing everything they needed to. And they've done everything they needed to off the ball as well. The tracking back, the work rate, and he's just, I think, could they have done this with Ronaldo in the side? I don't think they could have done it as a team, because you're doing it as a 10 men.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Well, I think we know what's going to happen now in the quarter-final against Morocco. They cannot drop him. That would be unbelievable. Ronaldo's waiting for a cross here in the penalty area. Portugal are leading Switzerland by 5 goals to 1. Dalot to Carvalho. Carvalho back to Neves. Nice little touch inside the centre circle. 4 minutes remaining. Portugal 5, Switzerland 1. Ball at Pepe's feet, another one of the goal scorers this evening. Carvalho to Neves. Neves forward to Bruno Fernandes, quickly on and then flicked over the top. Oh, Ronaldo nearly came for him on the volley. Challenged by Jomert. Ball hits Ronaldo, goes behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, Jomert did really well. Ronaldo was waiting for it to drop over his shoulder. His eyes must have been bulging. And then just nicked away from him.
Bruno Fernandes coming off, Rob. He deserves a standing ovation again, doesn't he?
Incredible performance, brilliant performance. I think everybody in the stadium, apart from the small pocket of Swiss fans, enjoyed it. And again, it's a smattering of applause. It's not. I don't understand why you'd come to a game and not appreciate something so wonderful.
I know. Lucky to be in here this evening. We've seen some brilliant football. Rafael Leao of AC Milan onto the field for Portugal. So that's the 5 changes for them. 5 goals for them this evening. 3 from Gonçalo Ramos, 1 from Rafael Guerreiro, 1 from Pepe. Are they going to find a 6th, and will it be scored by you-know-who? He might be interested in this one. Leao on the right, he's overhit the cross. He's overhit the cross, and Ronaldo was in space.
He's getting closer, and it's just not falling for him right now. This is the world of football.
Yeah. It is a circus, but we are getting sucked into it. I mean, you can't not be. I think particularly because the game's not tight, so that's why we're looking for it.
Well, we need another story. There's one more story in the game, surely.
Okay, let's see if it comes here. That's Vitinha. Vitinha playing back into his own half to Neves. Here's Carvalho. 2.5 minutes plus added time to go. Fernando Santos, the manager, what a night for him. Made the big call, got it absolutely spot on. Picked a 21-year-old centre forward who's got him a hat-trick to take Portugal through to the quarter-finals. Akanji in with an interception. Here's Shaqiri just inside his own half, looking for the lofted ball over the top to Embolo. Neves is there to cover it with a header. Diaz brings it down on his right foot, slices the clearance away. Throw in for Switzerland on the right. Another change. Goody. Ardon Yashari is coming on for Switzerland in place of Brel Embolo. He plays for Lucerne. First appearance at the World Cup. He's not going to get very long. He's 20 years old. And I'm sure the manager here, Murat Yakin, just giving him his moment. So Yashari is on. We've got 90 seconds of the 90 minutes left. Then a bit of added time. Brel Embolo applauds the fans that are applauding him as he makes his way back to the Swiss dugout. Switzerland on their way out of the World Cup, and they can have no complaints. They've been absolutely outclassed this evening. Shaqiri to Seferovic, down by the byline with his back to goal, plays it back to Fernandes. Here's Shaqiri. Shaqiri with a left-footed ball across the face of the Portuguese box. Rodriguez lays it back first time, and Yashari gets a touch of the ball. Xhaka plays the pass back to Akanji. Akanji forward to Zakaria. Zacharia's got support from Eddie Nielsen Fernandez. 90th minute of the game. Oh, they're giving it away against Switzerland. No, Carvalho's giving it back. Ball to the edge of the box. Okafor lays it back. Yashari plays wide to Rodriguez. Rodriguez doesn't fire the cross in with his left foot. Yashari to Xhaka. Xhaka with the ball straight down the middle. Okafor, edge of the box, back to goal, trying to make room for the shot. Portugal might be able to come on the counter. Ronaldo gets involved, doesn't quite get enough on the pass to find Dalot. Switzerland win it back on the halfway line. It's interesting, Rob, you just spotted on the screen possession stats for Portugal.
Yeah, incredible. You'd have thought, 42% possession in the game. It seems unbelievably low.
Can Switzerland find a second goal? I think that's going to be offside. Okafor's shot is blocked anyway. Yeah, the offside flag goes down.
They're still celebrating. They're still celebrating defensive successes. Pepe there, they held the line. He was a couple of yards offside, but still got back in to make the block. It's still ticking, still going. They're still driving.
4 minutes of added time. I think we now know the full quarter-final lineup. It will be Morocco against Portugal Saturday, 3 o'clock, full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Quarter-finals start on Friday at 3 o'clock, Brazil against Croatia. Don't forget, when the games are on the BBC, on BBC television, you go to the iPlayer via the World Cup Extra option. If you want it, you can have the 5 Live commentary with those BBC pictures. Highlights tonight, by the way, BBC One at 11:35. Not a game, Rob, we're going to forget in a while. I don't think it's been good.
No, really good. And you would say that they've made a statement here tonight, haven't they? They've put one issue to bed. That with the performance of Ramos, they've put an issue to bed. That's that done for the tournament, because he's got more goals and he's up there with the top scorers now in the tournament after one game. So that's that, and they've also made a statement about how good they are.
Now, can there be a late Ronaldo goal? Leao cuts into the penalty area. He's going to shoot with his right foot. Oh, that is brilliant! 6th goal for Portugal. That might even be the best of them. Little dance from Rafael Leao. Right-footed curler beyond Jan Sommer, flew beyond the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Poor old Switzerland. Portugal 6, Switzerland 1.
He's a player of outstanding ability. He's one of the players of Serie A. And if you've seen him play for AC Milan, you will know that is a layout goal. Coming in off the left-hand side, just gets himself that half a yard of space to bend it perfectly in the top corner on his right foot. He is a talent to come off the bench. Blimey, forget the rest, all the other subs who can come on. He is a proper talent. It's brilliant. It's against a tired, broken opposition, but just another wonderful goal.
Incredible night for Portugal. They have played quite brilliantly. The finishing has been spectacular, and that was wonderful on the right foot. 2 minutes of added time gone, 2 minutes still to go. Surely Portugal are not going to find a 7th goal, but you never know. Ronaldo's trying to close down. Jan Sommer, goodness me, nearly intercepted that pass. Jomert's ball forward. Okafor lays it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, left-footed ball, floated upfield. Pepe heads it away. Yashari nods it into the Portuguese half. Ruben Neves plays it back to Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper, who's been beaten once by the Akanji finish at the far post from the corner. Here's Dallot's ball, little back heel, wide on the right-hand side from Orta. He has another go at that and misses. The throw-in will be Switzerland's on the left. 60 seconds to go. Don't think, I was going to say Ronaldo's not going to get his goal. Here he is. Feeds the ball on the right to Vitinha. Look, he's looking for Ronaldo there. I'm not sure that was necessarily the right pass. He has won a corner.
No, the cross was on. Far post cross. Leao was there waiting, and he's already got one, so he thought better of it. But still attacking, still driving forward. They've still got players with something to prove. They've got players who are after records. They've got players coming off the bench to make a statement. This is turning into an incredible performance.
6-1 the lead. Last minute of the game. Corner. Ronaldo in the middle waiting for what he wants to be a decent delivery. Vitinha curls it in. Oh, Ronaldo went for the header. Carvalho nearly knocked his head off with his right boot. He went for the volley. Switzerland bring the ball out up towards the halfway line. And what's the referee giving their free kick for? Switzerland. So I think that is going to be that. 4 minutes of added time by my watch are up. Stunning statement from Portugal. The full-time whistle blows. A sizzling 6 goals on a hugely dramatic night inside the Lusail Stadium. The first hat-trick of the tournament has come from a 21-year-old striker called Gonzalo Ramos, who was picked in place of Cristiano Ronaldo this evening. He was stunning. All 3 goals, particularly the first, incredible finishes. Pepe scored, Rafael Guerrero scored, Rafael Leao came off the bench and curled in an absolute beauty. And whoever faces Portugal, and that's going to be Morocco next, they could be in for some trouble.
Yeah, that's real statement performance. They have arrived at this tournament and everything got ticked. The answers to the questions, the performance, the attitude, just every element of a performance from a team that you want. Ramos just going up to the referee, give me that ball.
Yes.
He's capped it off. That's it. What a night for the man.
That is the image of the night. Gonzalo Ramos being congratulated by all his teammates with the match ball tucked underneath his left arm. When you grow up as a little boy or a little girl dreaming about wanting to be a professional footballer and playing on the biggest stage, that is what you dream of. A first start at a World Cup and a hat-trick to take your nation through to the quarterfinals. And what pressure on his shoulders at the start of the night, and the cameras will not leave him alone. What a story. Portugal 6, Switzerland 1.